Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Brendan O'Brien Show Special Edition, a.k.a. the OBT Show on WFNP 88.7 FM, WFNP.org. For those of you listening online, WFNP is on Facebook, it is on Twitter, and it is on AIM, where you can talk to Owen if he is on the computer right now. The OBT Show is a podcast that I do with Mr. Chris
Thursday.
Yay! And he's in the studio, a.k.a. my apartment tonight with me. It's a podcast. It's a studio. It's a podcast where we talk about all types of fun things like movies,
Video games.
comic books,
Butt stuff.
and more.
I didn't know what to say. I got lost.
All types of fun things like that. But primarily our bread and butter, if you will, is going to be video games, as always. Right?
Yeah, I mean, that's our... We'll always be able to say that we're big video game nerds.
We are huge video game nerds. We've played all the systems. If you want to hear us chat about our video games, you can go to youtube.com/theOBTShow, facebook.com/theOBTShow, Twitter, and you can email us at theobtshow@gmail.com. So we are nerds. We've played all types of systems. We know video games inside and out. We are junkies for news about video games.
I am.
We are all over it. And
Ooh, pick me.
this fall, pick that guy right there. This fall, is a plethora, a cornucopia, if you will, of video game selections that for you all to feast on and play and waste hours upon hours with.
Shh. You take that word back. That is not waste.
It's not. That's true.
It's productively enhance your hand-eye coordination with.
That is true. And that's a very good point, Christopher, and I appreciate you saying that. So let's start off with a couple of games. I'm gonna throw out the first game that is in order as best as I can remember off the top of my head of when they've been released. One of the games has been released already, and that is Splinter Cell Blacklist. Talk about it, Chris.
I can't really say that much, other than in Minecraft I have a Splinter Cell outfit for my guy.
You do?
Yeah, that's about as far as I go.
I needed to raise my mic, so thank you for buying me some time, because I could take over. Because guess what? I played it already. I'm a huge fan of the Splinter Cell series. The Splinter Cell series is starring Sam Fisher, where you are a member of Third Echelon to begin with. And Third Echelon is sort of the enhanced CIA dudes, where they take care of every business and terrorists, and they do it in a stealthy manner.
And now it's 15th Echelon.
Yeah, it's pretty much, that's what it feels like. There's been so many Splinter Cells. The last Splinter Cell was called Conviction, where people got upset because it kind of took away from the stealth aspect and made it more of an urban assault game. So this time around, they've really listened to the fans, and they've given you a game that you can play however you want to play it. And I'm already about 3 missions deep into it, and it's awesome. You can be stealthy if you want to be stealthy with all types of upgrades to your suit and to your weapons. You can be lethal to your heart's content, and it scores you on 3 different tiers. One is Ghost, one is Panther, one is Assault. Assault is if you just take out your machine gun and start just shooting people randomly. Panther is if you kind of do a combo where you kind of rush them and then do a stealth knockout. Maybe you use tear gas, maybe you use sleeping gas, maybe you're kind of half and half. Ghost is complete silence, where you can play all missions pretty much where you don't even interact with the bad guy if you don't want to.
It's pretty awesome.
And it's fun. And I played it, I loved it. And it is now you're called 4th Echelon, as you said, 15th. That's what it feels like. And you are on a spy plane. You're on a mobile plane, and the Blacklist is an anti-government group that is taking out American interests. So it opens up with an attack on a military base, and now it is sort of jumping to the next attack where they do one every week. And this is based on American consumption. So I don't know what it is yet, but so far...
That sounds like what we did last weekend.
Pretty much. we stopped terrorism.
Yeah.
At the OBT Show. OBT Show at Twitter.
We tweeted down the terrorists.
We tweeted them down. Tweet them down hard and aggressive. But it's a fun game.
It looks pretty. It's just one of those ones I won't play unless somebody sat me in front of the TV and was like, now it's video game time. Yeah. I'm like, oh.
Well, you don't like those stealthy kind of games, do you?
It's not that I don't like them. I just have to get told you need to play this.
Yeah.
And then it has to just either be forced into the Xbox or the controller forced into my hand.
Well, I can make you play it.
I know you're probably going to.
I'll make you play it a little bit. But it's a fun game. It's stylistically the only knock on it that's annoying is that it asks you to download an HD texture pack before you play, which takes like 2 gigs worth of space on your hard drive.
Yeah, but I mean that allows you your Xbox to do some more of the work instead of your disk drive.
That's true, but I mean at the same time it's a little annoying.
It just makes it faster.
Yeah, but I don't like waiting 20 minutes when I get a game. I want to play.
Well, soon you'll have a next gen.
Stop it. So I would say if you are a fan of action adventure games, if you like a little bit of stealth, or you like a lot of stealth, I would recommend Splinter Cell Blacklist. It's fun. It's out on 360. It's out on PlayStation 4. And it's a blast. I love playing it. There are side missions now associated with it, so it's not so linear, which is cool. And there's co-op, which you can do online with a stranger or a friend, or you can play locally, which is cool too. So if you have friends over, you can play it locally. And these missions sort of enhance the storyline as well as just sort of give you an opportunity to make more points and add up and to spend in-game money on upgrades to your suit to make yourself more stealthy, or if you want to go crazy and go nuts, you can upgrade your assault options and just go in a full suit of armor where you're totally not stealthy, but you just are blasting people away in full body armor.
That's the way to do it.
You got
Black Ops style.
Different opinions. Different opinions. Pretty much, yeah. It's almost like, yeah, you can do that Juggernaut armor, right?
Yeah.
Good stuff. So that's Splinter Cell Blacklist. So the next game, though, that is something that I think you are, let's keep it sort of in the family of battle-esque games and military, is Battlefield 4. Chris is way more adverse to this. Talk about why Battlefield 4 is the game that you are looking forward to.
Well, as far as the battle between Modern Warfare 3 and Battlefield 3 when those 2 games came out, Battlefield 3 is extremely leaning towards the realistic side of, battling, not necessarily arcade. And,
right.
Very, 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 very fine polished graphics. The guns feel like you're actually, like, in the world. Now, Battlefield 4, increasing the polish, everything that made Battlefield 3 an awesome game, especially the online gameplay, is coming back, and it's even better. They added something called Levolution, where the maps will adapt to the play of the players. So there's one level where it's a small chain of islands, and this is for a large group of 16 on 16 battle. And there is off in the distance an oil tanker that's caught on a windmill. The windmills that generate power?
Oh, yeah.
So they're out in the ocean, it's rainy, storming, and this tanker's stuck on there. And if you destroy the windmill, the tanker becomes free.
Are you kidding me?
And it will ride up onto the beach, and now there's a new anti-aircraft gun that's part of the map. The map has just changed, so it's a new power play. There's another one where there's trains on the map, and you can get into the boxcars, and if someone sees you hiding in the boxcars, they can throw a grenade inside, close the boxcar door, and watch you, die inside.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
that's wild.
So they added. They want the same gameplay. They want everything from before plus new stuff. Instead of trying to tweak it for a new generation,
right.
They want to keep the things that are good and add more things that make it better. I'm very excited about it. The trailer that they showed for this one level in China, they had people battling on jet skis versus boats, and there's people in planes and helicopters and tanks. They blow up a building, the building falls down, and then they battle in the rubble.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I want to play this game now.
The scale is insane. And it's not going to, for PC gamers, it's going to be a lot bigger because there's a lot, more processing power you can put in. And then for console gamers, the first wave release for Xbox 360, PS3, those games are going to be great, but not as polished as when they come out again on the next-gen systems. There'll be more players, a little bit better graphics.
Well, I remember seeing the scope of their multiplayer. I remember seeing a demo online. Looks phenomenal. Looks awesome. Mm-hmm. And it looks like a fun game, like one that isn't going to be frustrating, because I get tired of sort of the same level where it feels condensed. Sometimes you like playing those condensed, but this seems like they're giving you a whole open world to play multiplayer and be like, have fun with it. Go hide out if you want. Really feel like you're on a battlefield as opposed to I'm on this random patch that conveniently has roped off and fenced in areas where I can't go anywhere.
I mean, there's design choke points, which is in every single shooting game. It's meant for all the players or a chunk of players to battle off in this section and control it essentially. But they made this game where you can make your own choke points. So you can as long as you have good crowd control, you can take anything as yours. It's really, really cool.
I'm stoked for it.
I'm really stoked for it. I can't wait for this game to come out.
So that's Battlefield 4. And when's that coming out? Later this fall, or is it in spring?
I think that's late October or mid-October. It could be September too. I pre-ordered it a long time ago. So
all right.
I'm a nerd.
You are a nerd. Did you get a poster with it?
No, I got on my jingly keys. I got a little Battlefield dog tag.
Oh, I like all the fun stuff.
Jingly keys.
We can hear it.
Fun for babies, not for Batman. See, Battlefield 4.
I see it. Only I can see it because it's exclusive to me only.
I'm showing you.
You can't see it, and he's trying to. He doesn't know how the mic works. Another game that's coming out that we're both excited for in October is Batman Arkham Origins. Oh. This is the prequel to the Arkham City series and Arkham Asylum series that started back in 2006, 2007, I think Arkham Asylum came out, and then Arkham City is about 2 to 3 years old now, and now Origins is coming out. It takes place on New Year's Eve in Gotham City. It is year 2 of Batman, so it's different. When you look at the Arkham City, it's about almost year 8 or 10.
Yeah, he's weathered.
He's weathered. He's a little grizzled. He's sort of, he's Batman. He is the Batman. Origins is going to take you back all the way to sort of the beginning where Batman's not quite Batman yet, and he's meeting a lot of his villains for the first time. And the premise is that Black Mask, one of the characters that's briefly shown in Arkham City and is really not even anything, it goes to show you the progression of Batman's villains where they get bigger and bigger in scope, where, now a guy that is the featured villain in Origins, you look to the future is not even anything of worth note because maybe we'll find out in Origins why.
We'll find out why.
But he's in charge of the mob. And he puts out a hit on Batman and hires 7 assassins that we know of. There could be more. Since this is a Batman game, so they always have the surprises. So what are your thoughts on this, Chris?
I think they're going to stick with the main 7, and there's going to be side characters. But I'm so excited for the ability to see a younger Batman.
Yep.
And I like you said, like some of these are going to be initial reactions. He's not going to have like as much, I'm the greatest, the world's greatest detective, and I've figured out how I'm going to fight this guy. Like, it's going to be a lot of impromptu, like, how am I going to approach the situation? Which, when you're playing these games, a lot of it is you have to feel impromptu because you don't really know going into some of the boss battles how the boss is going to fight.
Right, and I think it's going to, in some ways, psychologically for me, I feel better messing up a game as this Batman, because whenever I play Arkham City or Arkham Asylum and I get shot at and I get beat up, my boy's like, Batman wouldn't really do that, and I get mad at myself, like, I'm not Batman.
You're like gliding around the city and you let go of a button and you start falling. You're like, wait, no.
I'm like, Batman would have been prepared for that. But if I fall in Arkham Origins, I'm like, I'm goofy trying to figure it out, Batman.
Broken bones heel.
I'll find a health pack. The scope of this Batman game is much larger. It actually doubled the size of Arkham City. So if you played Arkham City, you know how big that was.
Yeah, it was a big map.
This is double the size, which is I think it's pretty exciting. And they're introducing elements where you can actually travel in the Batwing, where you can't fly it. But
it's like quick travel, right?
It's quick travel. So I think that's pretty cool. What else? What other features in there that you remember?
The multiplayer.
Talk about that.
Very unique way of playing. It's going to be the team-based multiplayer, which is normal for online, but it's going to be a pairing of Batman and it was Robin, correct?
Correct.
Versus Bane and 2 thugs, and the Joker and 2 thugs.
I think it's actually, I have to double check. I think it's 3-on-3-on-2 with the thugs, but if you reach a certain amount, you can call in Bane, and I think he takes the place of one of your players.
3 thugs, and then. Yeah, okay.
And then you can take over. I don't know if you can play as Bane, or Bane is sort of a non-playable character that helps you defeat Batman. And I think it might actually be Nightwing is actually one of them.
Yeah, I think Nightwing is.
I think it's Nightwing.
You have to have Nightwing.
You have to have Nightwing. He's awesome. I think he's got the mullet in this one too, which is really sweet.
Oh.
So
business in the front, party in the back.
Yeah. Dick Grayson style. I'm excited about the multiplayer too. I might actually play this one I think people need to calm down a bit. This is one of those games where it was announced, everyone's like, "You're going to take away from the first player campaign. This is a 1-player only game."
I'll cry about it.
You don't think anything's going to be bothered with it? No, I think it's going to be fine.
I don't care. I'm excited for the experience. That's how I feel about it. I'm not going to let if they shave an hour off of the main campaign because they wanted to add, a couple extra maps to multiplayer. That's fine with me.
And guess what?
Because it's a new thing. It's not something we've ever played before. So why worry about it now?
And guess what? DLC kids. You can always add DLC. More to this campaign. So they did
that more money.
I know. They did that Arkham City with Harley's Revenge. That was a pretty cool add-on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's opportunity for them to, now if they were really awesome, they would have the Kevin Conroy voiced Batman be part of the DLC to bridge the gap between Origins and Arkham Asylum. Now, that would be some DLC.
Him driving up.
That would be cool. That'd be so awesome. The other thing that's kind of cool about this game for me as a comic book nerd is that they were really paying attention to sort of the fact that when Batman first came on in the comic books, the Gotham police were not fans of him. You're not at that point in the game or in this lifespan of Batman where the Gotham police are friendly to him. So there's actually going to be an in-game mechanism where you can listen in and help the police, and that gains you credibility points.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
So, but if you don't do them, then they can occasionally attack you and try to hunt you down and shoot at you. Right.
That's great.
That's what they do. But there are points that I think are part of the story where you meet with Jim Gordon for the first time.
It teaches great lessons to the kids. Yeah. Don't help the cops.
Don't help the cops. They'll shoot you. Yeah. But like as you help them with minor crimes, and some of those minor crimes will be anything from saving someone being mugged to they're hinting at it might be similar to the Joker mission. I mean, not Joker, the Riddler missions where you have to help them out. Maybe there's some third-tier Bat villains that you can help beat up easily, and then that gets Gotham Police on your side, and then they give you more. Yeah, Zaz. Zaz is always getting the short shaft in this game, all these games. But things they haven't really mentioned Catwoman yet. They haven't mentioned Two-Face as an option, but Catwoman is still looming out there. You have Ra's al Ghul that might be an option too, which would be kind of cool as an overreaching villain.
There's no Catwoman in this.
Yeah, I think they've made it such an emphasis of it in Arkham City. I don't see how they can't not have it.
Oh, I can see how they can not have it.
All right, well, we differ of opinion. So I'm stoked about it, but I think the tiered system that they have with the Gotham PD not liking you, I think that's going to be awesome. And they are also doing more with the detective mode, where detective mode in the first couple games is like hit a button, Batman sees blue, and you can see everything. And it's like not really that exciting. Would you agree?
I thought it was cool. Like there would be walls that I didn't know I could break. Because the first time I played it, I was just like trying to rush through it. I was just like, "Oh my goodness, I'm Batman!" Yeah.
Just
and then when you learn that mechanic, you're like, "Okay, that's really cool."
I think it's cool.
I can see a crumble spot, so I can destroy the wall.
That is cool. Like I think that part's cool, but I think what they're going to do more of it, like when you come upon a crime scene in your Batman, you can actually treat it like a crime scene and reenact it. And there's going to be a cool in-game feature that, for a couple of levels, where you can actually hit rewind and like you almost watch it as a movie when you figure it out.
CSI on us.
A little CSI and a little scanning, and then I guess we'll actually be able to go into the Batcave this time.
Will we know if his power level is over 9,000?
I don't know what that means.
Oh, you don't watch Dragon Ball Z? Never mind. Hey, DBZ nerds out there.
Hey, everybody. So out of those, let's say for after the break, that's the other two games that we have. So. Out of Battlefield 4, Splinter Cell Blacklist, or Arkham Origins, I told you had to buy one. What are you buying?
Well, the ones that we just...
Yes.
Battlefield 4, of course.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, you would forsake the Batman?
I'm going to get a lot more life out of Battlefield 4 than I would Batman. Batman's one of the ones that I would wait a little while until I'm not completely... once I'm over my obsession with Battlefield 4.
If I wasn't seated in a professional, I'd leap over this table and beat you.
A little slappage.
No. I get that. I'm going to go with Arkham Origins. I'd give up Splinter Cell and Battlefield 4.
Understandable.
Origins, I think, is really going to be a fun game. But darn it, I want my Kevin Conroy voice Batman back.
That's why we're friends. We can trade.
Except not an Xbox One, which maybe will be locked and such. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a short break right now. We're going to come right back. We're going to give you our, not necessarily the top two. Is it the top two games? I mean, I kind of saved the two that we've talked a lot about in our podcast for last, but we're excited about it, and then maybe we'll even touch a little bit on a redonkulous Nintendo device that just came out. So we'll be right back to the OBT show on WFNP 88.7 FM, The Edge. Welcome back, everybody, to the OBT show on WFNP 88.7 FM. I am Brendan.
I'm Chris.
We were just recapping and discussing some of the hot fall games coming out this year. I dropped the bass a bit on that one.
Sensual.
We talked about Battlefield 4. We talked about Splinter Cell Blacklist. We just wrapped up Arkham Origins. Next one I want to talk about to you is Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Which we're both going to be.
We are going to be. Don't talk to us when that's happening. There will be no podcasting at all, no radio show.
Well, I mean, if you want, I can bring my monitor up here and we can play next to each other and see who can beat the game first.
That's awesome. So, without going through the convoluted plot that is the Assassin's Creed franchise, here's what all you really need to know.
I am shocked that you would think that you couldn't just explain all of Assassin's Creed in a short conversation.
You basically need to take multiple classes to get a feel for really what's going on.
Yeah, and history classes, too.
History classes, you need to take a class on the game. You need to take a class on theology. You need to take a class on philosophy. It's a lot of stuff involved.
Physics, throw that in there, too.
Here's the thing you really need to know. If I could summarize it in maybe one sentence. You can play as a pirate.
Done.
And travel the seas. It's awesome.
Yep, I'm sold. That's all I needed to hear.
That's all I really need. I was like, another Assassin's Creed maybe, but then they said, oh, it's going to take place in the Caribbean islands. I was like, well, then maybe if it's just one island, that's going to stink. And they're like, and you can travel with your pirate ship to all the other islands in the Caribbean and have random ship battles and go whaling and deep sea diving. And I did a slow Orson Welles clap.
You're just angrily looking at the game like, I want to play this.
I'm like, more Assassin's Creed. I want to be a pirate.
Hey, you know what? This officially ends the argument between pirates versus ninjas. I mean, if you're an assassin pirate, you're better
Game
than
over.
a ninja. Done.
Game over. It's done.
Done.
Shut it down. Let's go home, like Dirk Nowitzki would say. YouTube it. It's funny. I'm excited because it also adds a different element. The series does have an end. They've come out and said we have an end in mind. It's going to be another, 3 to 4 years of this, which after a while,
7 years later.
Yeah, no. Assassin's Creed 84 into the future.
The Romanovs.
The Romanovs
Return.
It's just Assassin's Creed 1 repackaged. But this one looks the most fun. Assassin's Creed can get really heavy with the mythology and heavy with the story. This looks like you're a pirate, you steal stuff, you're a swashbuckler, go have some fun.
I mean, this one actually makes me want to explore.
Yeah.
Because of this, it's like open sea, and you're going to visiting small islands and big islands and towns and ports, and it's just there's so much to see. You got to actually like go through it. In Assassin's Creed 3, I didn't necessarily want to explore sometimes.
No.
It was just like, all right, let me get through this story.
Well, Assassin's Creed 3, I've said this on our podcast, I hated the introductory level, which is about 45 minutes long to get to even the first part of the game where you're actually playing for real.
I thought it was like 4 hours.
It felt like 4 hours.
Never ended.
So I hope that they kind of took that criticism, because I'm sure there's a lot of talk online about how long it is and how dumb it is. I hope they took that criticism, and now they've just realized people just want to go. And the best part about this game, I think, is the fact that I can just go on a little trip, even if I'm just sort of bored. I don't want to play a lot of the game. Mm-hmm. I can just go sea diving, kill some whales, and maybe shoot my cannons at some other pirate ships or British ships. That's all I want to do.
You see a skirmish in the distance, like, not today, but tomorrow, sure.
Yeah, I want to run around shirtless and jump off my pirate ship, go swimming, then jump back on it. Like, who doesn't want to live that life?
Kill a shark.
Yeah, which they showed in the demo. You can fight a shark.
That's awesome.
I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And they showed a demo about how
pirate's booty.
Yeah, like you can go deep sea diving and then go underneath into a cave, and then you have to be stealthy because you can't bring a weapon with you when you do that. I was like, yes.
That's awesome.
It's so good. So good. So I think you and I are both going to buy that, right?
Yeah.
We're buying it.
Got that on the pre-orders.
Lock it down.
The posters.
Yeah, the posters are in my quote-unquote studio apartment. So that is a game that's going to be excellent. I don't care about the story. I just want to be a pirate.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
I think it's awesome.
Our final game we want to preview, GTA 5.
A game that could not have enough be said about it. It just keep talking and talking and talking.
I know you know the story of GTA if you're a fan and just in general, but this game looks phenomenal. Oh. It is the first time they're using 3 main characters, but at first I went, do I have to keep switching out? But then you're like, oh, I see what they did, and Daddy like.
Daddy does like.
Because they are all integrated into the missions, and you can, for example, they showed a demo where one guy is in a building and the other one's sniping, so then when he is under attack, you can switch out of him to go to the sniper and then take care of business and go back into the mission. And I was like, that is the best use ever.
They've created a system where you can seamlessly be 3 people at the same time.
And you can, when you're not playing a mission, you can just, if you're bored with the one guy, jump and see what the other guy's doing, and you just take it over.
Constantly in the world doing their own thing. Like, you jump into them and they were just having, a conversation with their kids, and then you can jump in the car and crash it into a cop car.
Yeah.
Jump out, and then the other guy's doing a drug deal, and then it's alive. It's like a live world. And the
multiplayer itself, it looks beautiful.
Oh, gorgeous.
With the potential to have a ton of people playing in one session.
I still can't get over the shot of 8 guys riding motorcycles off of a cliff, jumping off the motorcycles, pulling their chute cord, and just, parachuting down the side of the mountain.
It's disgusting. That's another game where you won't see Chris and I for a long, long time.
That was the most romantic that I will get.
That is, you got really emotional. I've never seen you this emotional. So that's GTA 5. I know we don't have that much time, but I want to have Chris briefly mention, what's Nintendo's new product?
Do we really have to talk about this?
Give me brief. Let's just we'll leave it at that.
All right. Nintendo has a product known as the 3DS, which, if you play video games or you're, well-versed, They've now just released the 2DS, essentially releasing a tablet Nintendo gaming product, except it's still got the 2 screens and all the buttons. It's just flat.
And you can't fold it.
It's like it's like an iPad with 2 small screens on it.
It's an iPad that has no functionality outside stupid Nintendo games.
And you can play 3DS games, just not in 3D. You can play them in 2DS.
What are you... Hey, Nintendo.
It's so bad.
Nintendo, get closer to the radio. What are you doing?
Go home. You're drunk.
Pretty much. Just when you think of an empire and you see it flourishing back in its heyday, Super Nintendo, N64,
crumbles.
And then somewhere along the way, they're like, we don't care. And they're just like, we'll do a GameCube. And then no one bought that. Some people loved it. And then they're like, whee, as they slid down their money slide and into debt. Now they have nothing.
Wii U.
Yeah. We're going to end it right there. Thanks for listening, everybody, on 88.7 FM, The Edge. You can find us almost every week, pretty much every week, on youtube.com/The OBT Show. If you're listening to this on the radio, I will be back, hopefully live in studio, to talk sports with you. But thank you to Chris for helping me out with this and being an awesome guest, as always. He's my favorite podcast and partner.
Hey, future Brendan. Feel better, man.
Thanks, buddy. My name's Brendan.
My name's Chris.
Thanks for listening to The Edge.